my name's Rach. Welcome to Everyday Athlete. On this week's video, I wanted to introduce you to 3 sustainable changing robes which are sent to me by the manufacturers, and we have snugmud, dryrobe and Vivida. As you know, when I do a changing robe review, there's a few things I like to check out. I like to take a look at how they're made, I like to look through all the features, and then I also like to see whether they're practical for me as an outdoor swimmer who takes their stuff with them. So we'll take a little look at my little tests. Of the 3 manufacturers, 2 of them are brand new to the market, and that is snugmud and Vivida. And dryrobe you'll know before because they are the grandfather of the change robe revolution, but have now decided to make all of their changing robes sustainable. This is the Eco change robe from snugmud. Let's take a look at its features. Lovely, nice and warm hood on this. And it's got some pull cords to pull it in nice and tight around my face, but whew, I can't even wear a bobble hat today, it's so warm. Okay, let's take a little look at the features. So, starting on the outer, it feels like a nice robust material, nice and thick, that can take a bit of a battering in the outdoor environment. Arms wise, this is the M size. Nice and long. Got the Velcro to do it up nice and tight, keep those drafts out. Gonna undo it at the moment though. What else have we got? So we've got 2 outer pockets which have got a really cuddly, fleecy liner to them. That would be really welcome with cold hands. And lengthwise, it comes down to, I don't know, top of my shins, something like that. Really good length. So, looking on the inside then, what have we got? The zip opens really nice and easily, and it has a good little handle that you can get hold of. Nice and easy with bumbly fingers, and it's a 2-way zip, so there's one at either end. Nice and easy to get hold of, good choice. Okay, on the inside, we've got a little pocket here. Looks like it's got a little hole there for to put your headphones wires through if you're not on the wireless ones. And this feels like it's a waterproof pocket. Then we've got another pocket just here, what I like to call the pants pocket. And that's about it on the insides. But it is really nice and warm, very nice and thick fleece, and yeah, it feels snuggly. So the all-important question is, how easy is it to get my arms in? Oh, very easy. And a lot of wrestling around space, probably quite easy to get change in this. Might have to bring it up a little bit higher because of the splits there. Do the lunge test. Oh yeah, this is good. Lovely. What a great changing robe. Hi. This is the dryrobe advanced long sleeve. Let's take a look at the features. So dryrobe advanced is the grandfather of the changing robe industry, and as such you might well be aware of some of its features, but I'm going to run through them so that we can see what's what really. So first thing, we've got this lovely warm hood, nice size. It doesn't have any pull cords to make it tighter, but equally I don't think it's going to blow off. I'm going to need to take that off, and that is true just now because it's warm, as I said. Whew. So, a nice warm and generous sized hood. good arm length. This is an M size, and it's also got those Velcro wrap-ups to minimise the draft. Okay, on the outside then we've got a couple of pockets, nice little hand warmer pockets. I'll just show you the inside of those. It's a really soft fleece. Feels like putting your hands into dog's ears maybe. I've got a Cocker Spaniel, so that's kind of how it feels. On the pockets they've got good little pull handles that make them easy to access, especially with those bumbly hands. And also just here on the main zip for the robe, we've got a good pull tag, which is really useful when you've got those bumbly cold hands from swimming. It is a two-way zip. I'm obviously going to do it this way though. There we go. But on that second two-way zip, it doesn't have an extra pull tag. Top tip when you're using a changing robe that zips all the way down is to leave it done up just a little bit so you can step into it when you go to get changed, so you don't have to try and match it up with shivery hands. Moving back to the dry robe. Inside then, really nice and warm. We'll take a look at that in a moment. We've got a waterproof pocket here with a headphones lead just there, so you can put your keys, your phone, your whatever you want to keep in there, I guess. And then on this side, a cheeky little pants pocket. I mean, I'm calling it a pants pocket, but as you might know from watching any of my videos, I generally don't put on any underwear after swimming, but it would be good to keep the vest in for sure. So on the inside, really super nice and warm, nice and thick, this fleece, and yeah, that's an improvement on the first dry robe that I had from years ago. Much more cuddly and snuggly. What's nice about dry robe is they've got plenty of colourways, so you can almost certainly find one that will suit you or someone you are generously buying one for. And yeah, all in all, very good. Let's take a look at the size-wise for getting changed. So they're so wide here on the arms, nice and easy to get your arms in. Plenty of space to move around, and the lunge test. Yeah, very easy, plenty of space in here. Super duper, great changing robe. This is the Vivida all-weather puffer dry changing robe. Let's take a look at the features. Lovely big hood with a bit of a, I don't know if it's really a peak, but it's certainly nice and long, you can see, shading me from the terrible weather we might experience. It's also got some bits here where I can pull it in to really keep that draft out, of which sadly there is none today. So off with the hood. Next, looking at the next features then, we've got nice long sleeves. This is the L size, and interesting, on the inside, a feature I've never seen on a changing robe is there is an inner wrist gaiter which is there to block the draft. It's got a lovely super soft micro fleece bit around the wrist, and then it's got Velcro seal up as most changing robes do. Ooh, I'm doing that. Right then, let's have a look on the outside. So we seem to have a plethora of pockets. So we've got some nice deep hand warming ones. I'll show you the inside of those. That very fine microfleece again, nice and warm and cozy. Quite easy to undo. We've got the little string knot ones. There's the tabs on the zips. Then we've got these extra ones, which are just velcroed together, that you can pop some stuff in. 2 of those. Okay, on the zip front, really nice long zip pull, which you know I love. Nice and easy to get hold of. It's got a little hole there. Good grabbable thing. It's also a double zip, but it doesn't have the extra tab on the bottom there. So let's take a look on the inside. One thing I do want to note about this is it is really long. This might be the longest changing robe I've tried, perhaps, in all the ones I've tried. Maybe there's one other that's quite similar. Very, very long, lots of draft exclusion. On the inside, super nice and soft, which I'll come back to later. We've got a little, what do we call this? Pocket, flipping heck. Little pocket here, which doesn't have any waterproof parts to it, but it looks like a secure pocket nonetheless. And then we have a pants pocket. And inside the pants pocket, we also have a little bag. So this little bag that comes with it for free is waterproof on the outside and really tactile. And on the inside, it's super nice and fleecy. So I guess the idea is that you can keep your change robe in it when you're carrying the change robe to your swim or your activity. And then when you're done, you could flip it inside out and put your wet stuff on the inside. The other thing they suggest it could be used for is a travel pillow, and I could definitely see that. If you put this inside of that, that would be quite a cosy night's sleep, I think. Anyway, enough of the bag. Nice feature. I'll pop it to one side. So on the inside then, it's an interesting concept, because this one has a lot more down filling, so it's synthetic down filling on the top half, so on your torso, and on the bottom half probably the usual amount. It feels about as thick as a normal changing robe does, so it gives a really cozy feeling. It's very interesting because I've not tried on one there's anything like this before. Let's just see how easy it is to get your arms inside, which is a key feature for changing. So, oh yeah, lots and lots of space in here, plenty of space for moving around. What about the lunch chest? Oh yeah, definitely lungeable. So you can see the difference in this one to any of the ones I've ever tried before is it's got this kind of puffer jacket element to it, which is filled with synthetic fibre, synthetic down, and then the bottom half is kind of fleecy but is less thick, which would be fine for a changing robe. Yeah, it's really different. Super snuggly, very nice. The outer material is different to other changing robes in that it doesn't feel crispy or crackly. It feels more like a coat. Very tactile and soft. Nice quality. All in all, very interesting innovation from this new changing robe. If you're new to the channel, you might not know that I like to take my stuff with me when I swim. I don't like to leave it either on the beach or on the riverbank, because I like to look after the security of it, make sure it doesn't get nicked or peed on by a dog, and also I like the freedom of choice to be able to get out when I'm ready. So that means I need to fit my changing robe and any kit I'm taking with me into a tow float. And for this one, I'm going to use the tow float that I'm using the most at the moment, which is the Lomo Swim Run dry bag rucksack. I do have a solution though. If it doesn't fit in this, I do have another option. Let's get on and see who fits in the bag. Well, I don't know about you, I was both pleasantly surprised and really chuffed that all three manufacturers managed to make a changing robe which fit inside a tow float. That for me is brilliant news, and it's good to see the manufacturers thinking about making sure things aren't too bulky but that they maintain keeping you warm. What I was going to say, if they didn't all fit inside here, is I have another bag that I also use and I make into a tow float, which is a big rucksack where the rucksacky bits velcro off and I'm just left with a huge dry bag, which I then use the straps that are left to attach a tow float waistband to, and then I can tow this. And this one fits all three of them at once. But there are lots of different tow floats out there, so before you think, oh, I really want to take it with me, but it won't fit in my tow float, consider the change of tow float before you think you've got to get yourself a new changing robe, because that will certainly be the cheaper option. Lots of the tow float manufacturers are now making bigger ones. Take a look at people like Swim Secure and Lomo, yeah, have a look around, ask other people what they're using. Let's do a couple of little side-by-side comparisons here. So as you can see, the snugmud is the smaller of the three lengthwise, and the longest one is the Vivida by probably a couple of inches or a few centimetres. Looking at the arm features, both the snugmud and the dryrobe have got nice curved arms, giving lots of space for that moving in. And the Vivida doesn't have such an obvious back wing, but it's still a nice wide shoulder there. So let's look at the material now. So tactile wise, the snugmud feels probably the least tactile. It's nice and smooth, but the dryrobe feels quite a lot smoother, whereas the Vivida feels positively like stroking a cat. Each of these changing robes is made from post-consumer plastic, recycled plastic or polyester. The snugmud uses at least 90 plastic bottles within each of their robes, and dryrobe and Vivida both use the same coating, outer coating, which is pfc-free and is friendly to the environment, and these two are both made of post-consumer polyester, recycled polyester. So it's great to see new manufacturers entering the market, and also that the ones that have been in for a long time are still continuing to innovate. It's really super to see that everyone has got one eye on the environment, and I would say each of these robes is a cracking choice for a changing robe, whether it be the snugmud, which is £110, the dryrobe long sleeve advance, which is £160, or the Vivida puffer dry changing robe, which is £199, and also serves as a coat rather than just as a changing robe. Thank you to the manufacturers Vivida, dryrobe and snugmud for sending them over for me to take a look at. There are links in the description below for the robes themselves. I hope you've enjoyed this look around as well. So it's been nice to see that the manufacturers are thinking about sustainability, and also that they're starting to think about how these can be more wearable than just in the outdoor beachy type environment, and starting to look at crossover, so we've got more usage out of our items of clothing. If you've enjoyed the video, please give it a like and drop me a comment. Let me know where you swim, the sorts of things you'd like to see on the channel in the future, and anything else you like. I love interacting with you in those comments. And if you've enjoyed the stuff, please consider subscribing to my channel by clicking on my face, dinging the little bell, and you'll know when the next one's out. And I'll see you next time. Bye!